Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm just going to say hello to everyone. Good day to you. Today is going to be a fantastic day because we're going to talk about that thing called listing. Hello from Toronto. Okay, cool. People are all over the place as our audience join us and get seated and comfortable. Remember, this is a learning environment and it's thought-provoking environment. So I'm going to be plugging into your mind. So I need everyone to get ready for this, okay? I just said hello to you too. Okay. Hi, everyone. Hello, everybody. Diana is our VP here at Successful Business Academy, and we're delighted to have her here. She's our VP in enrollment. Diana, are you here? Just say hello. You step up to the mic. You could say hello. Let everyone hear your voice because I'm going to need your help.
Yes. Hi, everyone. Oh my goodness, look how many people are here. I can't wait to see how many. We've got 68 so far. Well, I guess 66 if we don't count you and I, Paul, but it's super great. Look at that. We got Toronto, British Columbia. I mean
Yeah.
wow. This is awesome.
Clarence,
I'm so excited.
Chicago. My favorite city. Look at that. Chicago. Clarence is in Chicago. Buddy, I'm gonna need your help. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, guys.
Clarence, I'm coming to visit.
Hey, Ali, how you doing? Hope everything is okay. Good to see you again. I'm going to need about maybe 5 volunteers. Uh, Benisa, who's the first one? I just want you to open up the mic because when you're talking about presentations, you've got to be confident and you must not be afraid to speak up. So I need 5 people right now. Come up to the stage and kind of introduce yourself. Very short, 1 minute, less than a minute if you could do it in 30 seconds. Who's the first victim? Come up to the stage, say your name, where you are. I don't want to see it in the chat. Diana, could you pay attention to the chat for me? And if somebody's asking me a question, you could just stop me in my tracks and say, hey, Paul, stop, wait. I
I
think,
definitely will. I definitely will.
okay, cool. So, Benisa, do we have anybody we could let in? I need 5 people to come up to the stage. This is about listing presentations. Who's the first person? Come on up and say your name, how long you've been in real estate, and where you are from. Marina, hi, welcome. Hey, Marina, I like your smile.
Oh, thank you. Thanks. Yeah, I'll be the first victim. I'm not shy.
Oh, that's good. All right, tell us, where are you from?
I'm actually just outside of Toronto, so the GTA. So I specialize mostly in Durham region. So Oshawa would be Bowmanville, Clarington.
Oh, nice. So you're in Toronto. You're in a cold country.
Yeah, it's nasty.
That's all right, but you still need to do a very good listing presentation. You agree?
Yes, yeah.
Awesome. Who's our next person? And before you go, Marina, can you tell me how long have you been in business? How long have you been a realtor?
I've been on and off since 1988, but this last stint I've been 6 years.
Wonderful. Thank you. And lastly, what do you hope to achieve out of this session today? We're going to be here for about 5 minutes.
Probably to be more comfortable with an actual presentation. I kind of just go and wing it. I don't bring a lot of material. It's always been just like like almost like a meet and greet, getting personal, and it seems to have worked, but it's losing its magic. There's so many people out there competing with real professional presentations. So
oh, wow. Well, guess what? At the end of this presentation and throughout the presentation, Diana is going to be dropping the Growth Call link inside of the chat. You want to get that link. Every time you see it come up, open it up and you want to book a call because those people that book their Growth Call, it's no obligation. You're going to get from us a gift. The gift will be a listing presentation that is by far phenomenal, and you're going to see it. You're going to love it. So get ready to see it. Thank you, Marina. Now, Ali, tell me, where are you from, Ali? Is that my Ali? I don't
Hello,
think.
everyone. Yeah, I'm from actually also not far from my previous speaker. I'm from Toronto. My major market is basically GTA, Greater Toronto area and the surrounding areas. The market hasn't been good recently, for obvious reason. So I'm hustling basically. The listing presentation, I have to agree. This is not so. I think it's not so important anymore. This is just more than a meet and greet, that you build some sort of a trust between you and the clients. And I know there's so many different things out there, but I think if you come up with good data and with comparables and things like that, that's something that would always work. That gives the people a peace of mind that you know what you're doing, that you have researched a market and things like that.
I'm going to show you some things today that's going to give you the ability to get in a position that you can close 99% in all of your presentation. Ali, thank you so much. Give us two more people. Come up to the mic as we are waiting for people to come up. Come on, two more folks. Who do we have here? Come on up. DC, what's your name? And
hello, can you hear me?
Yes, DC, absolutely.
How are you, sir? I'm D Celebrate, and I am from the Toronto area as well, GTA.
Nice.
And I am very excited to just explore this beautiful universe that we're in here. And I am very brand new. It just started basically a month ago. So I'm just basically a sponge right now. And Paul, you're gonna bless me with some information. So
yes, we will. You are what I call a snuggle booger. You're
snuggle booger,
a snuggle booger. To the snuggle booger. All right, one more person. Thank you for being here, DC. Thank you so much. One more, folks, and then we'll jump into Brian. Hey, look at this. Wait. Hold on. Look at everybody. Do you see this guy? Look at this, Brian. This guy looked like an actor. Are you playing a James Bond role or something?
That's actually my acting photo.
Oh, I love it. What a way to break an ice, man.
My granddaughter and I do acting together.
Oh, that's phenomenal.
My granddaughter just had a reoccurring role on Umbrella Academy final season on Netflix.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? Oh, this is so nice.
Yeah.
Hey, maybe I should be Googling your name and check things out, but thank you for what you do.
Yeah. So
tell us about your real estate.
Yeah, just before I do, just like the lady said, you can't see everybody on your Zoom call for some reason. And I only appeared when you asked me to unmute.
I see.
Yeah.
I think in a webinar, they...
Oh,
okay. Yeah, we need to give specific permissions, basically, but whoever wants to talk when Paul asks for volunteers, just raise your hand or write it in the chat and we'll make sure to give you like the permissions to talk.
Perfect.
Yep. If not,
so I've been in the business since 1986, 36 years. And the one thing that's always dogged me is having that amazing listing presentation. And with the way technology is going now, I got to up my game, because the whole flying by the seat of your pants isn't going to work anymore. People want to see. So
that's right. Diana, drop that link in there now before we even get started, if you haven't already. I think she did already. That's a growth call right there. Do not miss that growth call, because whosoever attends the growth call is going to get what you're about to see. It's a PowerPoint presentation already done for you, more than 10 slides. That's phenomenal. All you have to do is put this handsome face of Brian inside of this thing, just cut and paste. So we're going to do that. Let's not wait any further, because everybody is all ramped up. That QRC code right there will tell you who I am. If you don't know who I am, and let me introduce myself to you. Hello, everyone. I am Paul R. Atkinson. I'm a CPC, that is a certified professional coach. I studied for more than 2 years in the University of Miami to get that designation, and it was not easy. I've also written 2 books. The book you're seeing in front of you today is my second book, and it was released last year, April of last year. So it's fresh on the market. We have a phenomenal academy called the Successful Business Academy that allows you to be able to come and get a lot of good tools. So when you hear someone says to you, the 5 steps of the sale, the 5 steps, how to sell and close 99% more in your presentation, what the heck could that possibly be? Well, Benisa knows that I cannot spend the time with you today to break that down. I have to come here and give you what you came for. and you want to know how to use the technique that we've used through many, many years, over 30 years now, to close 99% in your presentations. And we're going to do that. So get ready. You should have a pen and paper. I want you to have a pen and paper. Listen, you know I'm a guy with videos, so I want you to listen to this very carefully. Can you tell me you're hearing?
The law of attraction
Can you
is
hear
one
that?
that works
Somebody
like this.
tell me yes.
You
Put your
get
hand up.
back from
Yes,
the
Paul.
universe
Thank you,
what it
Vanessa.
is that you put out there. If you're putting out there into the world that I am not worthy of attracting something beautiful into my life, the universe will respond back to you with exactly that message. It's all there for you. But if you believe inside that it's limited, that you can only get so much, that other people are going to get it before you do, then you'll find yourself creating that very same thing.
So this is a short that we could replay that over and over again. Listen to
The law
it.
of
Listen.
attraction is one that works like this. You get back from the universe, from the world, what it is that you put out there. If you're putting out there into the world that I am not worthy of attracting something beautiful into my life, the universe will respond back to you with exactly that message. It's all there for you. But if you believe inside that it's limited, that you can only get so much, that other people are going to get it before you do, then you'll find yourself creating that very same thing.
First
The law of
things
attraction
first.
is one that
First
works
things
like this.
first. You have to see and feel it all happening. This listing presentation that you're talking about, you have to first thing first. You have to see it. You got to feel it. That's the first thing. The next thing you have to do is when you make that initial contact with the seller by phone, in public, supermarket, it's wherever, a networking event, your neighbor, a door knocking, an expired listing, that initial contact, you have to get that seller. Look at number 3 bullet. You have to get them to do what? Like you, listen to you, trust you, and believe in you. How can you do that in 60 seconds? Well, for more than 30 years, the 5 steps of the sale is something that I've employed in every arena in sales. Selling cars, selling computers, selling United States Navy, now selling real estate. Hey, it works. How do you get somebody? I'll give you a brief tip. To get somebody to like you, listen to you, trust you, and believe in you, you want to use 3 things. Number 1, the association technique. Number 2, mirroring technique. And number 3, psychological reciprocity. I cannot go in depth right now, and you will be able to follow up on that. Write it down. You can ask us any questions you want in your future talk with us, if you choose to do so. The next thing you want to do here is you want to get the seller to tell you what they want and what they need. And then their DBM, the dominant buying motive. Like, what is the reason why they are selling? What's the motivation? Where are they wanting to go? You want to sell, and we understand that. And you want to sell for what reason? And what do you want to sell? Okay, well, I need to move to Ottawa, to Toronto East Side, because I have a new child and it needs to be near grandma. I have a new job. I need to go ahead and get to that location. I'm downsizing. I don't need the house anymore. You have to find out want, need, DBM. Next, you have to make the seller curious to meet with you. So, you're chit-chatting on the phone. Hey, okay, thank you so much. I appreciate the opportunity. You get connected with them. And you said, okay, well, I know that you're wanting to sell the property. Is that correct? Yes. And what's the motivation behind that? Well, we have to move to Ottawa. Okay, got it. That's wonderful. Moving there. Well, I'm so grateful to be able to come out and see you tomorrow. And I just want you to know, be ready, because I'm going to bring an amazing presentation for you, and you are going to love it. You're going to see exactly how you could get your want, need, and your DBM. Blah, 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 blah. I know I'm going fast because I have to. This is limited time. Pay attention. Sit up in your seat right now and pay attention. Second to last, you're going to send the seller a pre-listing package. What is a pre-listing package, you might say? Well, remember, I want you to see and feel it all happening, because you have to manifest it. So let's go and take a look at what a pre-listing package. And this is an excerpt from one of our courses that we do. When you are going to talk to a seller, in the house, a pre-listing package could be consisting of any of these or all of these items. So I'm going to put them all on the screen. Your resume or bio. Reviews or testimonials from your previous clients. Information about your brokerage. A marketing plan. This is a pre-listing package. A list of your brokerage affiliations and syndications, platforms to maximize exposure. Here in the United States, brokerage firms syndicate. So they pay something like Zoo Hub, or some other syndication a little extra money. So when they get a listing from a seller, it gets shoot out to over 100 to 200 different websites. It's called syndications. If your firm does that, find out and put it on your pre-listing package and make it a part of your presentation. Examples of your marketing materials, digital and print, are a plus. Market trends and statistics from the seller's community. Got to speak their language. A list of questions all sellers should ask their realtors before listing. Now, this is a little secret, guys, because in the 5 steps to the sale, when we talk about closing 99% of our presentation, we use a system that's called pre-programming. Pre-programming, write it down. Pre-programming. We're getting the seller ready to sign the listing agreement. We connected with them. They like us. They listen to us. They trust us. They believe in us. And they're pre-programmed. We're going to have short introductions of your transaction management. So you give them an idea of like a short sentence. Once we put a contract together, you can expect that the attorney is going to get involved. He's going to hold the escrow, blah, 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 blah. We're going to do a walkthrough. Got to give them, paint a picture for them, create a story.
Hey, Paul, can you give us one example of what a question is all sellers should ask before taking the listing?
Sure. All right. Thank you, Diane, because Diana, you stopped me in my tracks. A good question when you're taking a listing from a seller, they should ask the realtor, do you have negotiation skills? The seller should ask, do you have negotiation skills? Now, let me explain this to you. When you create this list that says a list, and let me just mark up the screen. Let me mark the screen. This is a highlight right here. This is what we're talking about, right? Okay, it says right here, a list of questions, okay? This one. See this? What you want to do is create a list that you would say, just like how I have it there, a list of questions sellers should ask a realtor, and then you go number 1, and you say, hey, negotiation skill. Number 2, how are you going to market my property? Number 3 is, do you provide any kind of open house or any kind of like database management marketing that you do, or social media? Create the questions that you know you could answer the best. That's the secret. You propose these questions to the seller. You make this up and put it on a 8x11 and say, these are what they should be asking. So when they stock you up against anybody else, because you tell them what to ask for, you're answering the questions that you created and nobody else could answer it. Bumps! You get the deal. Are we tracking? You could unmute your mic and somebody tell me, yes, I'm tracking, Paul. I need to hear somebody say, Vanessa, could you allow somebody to say, I'm tracking, please? Come up to the stage, somebody. Tell me, yes. Matt, are you tracking? Unmute your
We got
mic.
lots of thumbs up. We've got
All
awesomes. We've got
Okay.
people in the chat telling you that they're hearing you, Paul.
All right, good. Thank you very much, Diana. All right, so here are some things that you need to do, and you must do this. You got to do this. First thing is, you're going to call or text the seller the evening before to connect again. Now, remember before I told you the initial connection or the initial talk with the seller, you've got to build a rapport. You got to be able to use association technique, mirroring technique, or psychological reciprocity to get them to like you, listen to you, trust you, and believe in you. and make that connection. You associate with them. So when you call in the evening, I usually do something like this. Hey, John, good evening. How are you? I hope you had an amazing day. Man, I had a busy day. Is this a good time? I just want to check in real quick, 2 minutes. Yeah, Paul. All right. I'm all set to see you tomorrow. I'm going to be there at 1 p.m. You're good, right? Yeah, it's good. We look forward to see you. Okay, great. I can't wait to see you. I've put together such amazing presentation for you. Wait until you see how I'm going to get your house sold and put you over to West Ottawa. Man, have a good night, okay? I see you tomorrow. I want you to confirm with them and make them curious again. That's the technique. That's it. Now, when you get up in the morning, you got to do the me time. What is me time? You got to see it all happening. You got to feel it, guys. Yeah. 30 years I've been doing this. I'm selling cars, life insurance, computers. It doesn't matter. You got to do your me time. And what is the me time? The me time is you taking some time in the morning to do some exercise because you need the endorphins. Now, there's other ways you could get endorphins. You could research it. But the point is, you got to get endorphins. The morning of the presentation, you got to get ready. In Jamaica, I'm from Jamaica, we say complete a medi. What's a medi? A meditation. That's where we're just like, what you see me there, right? That's it. That's me, right there, in the bushes. In the bushes. And I'm just thinking. Now, we also want you to do a PE exercise, positive expectation, and we teach that in the course. The positive expectation is where you're transformed. You're sitting there and you're imagining that when you drive to the appointment, you get all the red lights, man. Sorry, the green light. Are you listening? Not red lights. Green lights. Focus. Green lights. You get all the green lights. When you get to parking, you get the most favorite parking. You're envisioning this. When you walk to the door and they greet you with a smile. You feel good. You smell the aroma of the house. You're painting this picture. We call it positive expectations. Every single event you do, you're going to imagine it to be a positive outcome. And that is part of getting a listing signed. And guess what? You didn't know that. I know you don't know that because more than 80% of realtors fail. 80%, because nobody teaches this. Oh, wait, 1 second. I think the Successful Business Academy teaches that, but that's okay. We're just here. We partner with Agent Locator, Benisa. We're grateful to be able to give you guys this information. It's recorded. You got to sit down and watch it again over and over again. When you arrive, here is a great presentation to have. And this is when you look in the chat right now, you're going to see the growth call. I can't give it all to you at once. So Diana will be meeting with you and provide it to you if you want it. If not, that's okay. Look at our presentation. This is it. So let's just transition. You see your screen? It would be nice for you to have what we've been doing since 2017. Take a look. So all of our agents have access to this. And basically it's in our drive. And all they have to do is just come in here and change their name. You just look, if you click on it, it's a PowerPoint, change the name. And then they just put in the date that they're going to go see the seller. See the bottom left right there? See that? Okay. And they could ride on our team members that says, hey, we're top producers since 2003. So if a brand new realtor comes in the firm, guess what? Brand new realtor use this list and presentation and they look phenomenal. Okay, inside of this list presentation, this is what we're going to give those who want it. This is the gift. You will have an index. So when you do the presentation, you're going to sit down. That was the first page right there. The first page was you showing the information like this. That's your first page. Second page is you're telling the seller, hey, listen, today we're going to go over my company, who I am. I'm going to go ahead and also talk about my recent sales and what people are saying about me and blah, 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 blah. And at the end, we're going to recap. So tell them what you're going to tell them. Then you get into the presentation. Okay, my company is XYZ Real Estate. And you talk a little bit about, and this is a template, guys, if you notice. It's a template that we give our agents. This is a listing presentation. Remember the guy that came on the other day, just now, and he says, man, if I could just have a listing presentation, that's phenomenal. And the lady, Marina, that came on, the same thing. Look, what a coincidence. What you're needing is right here. What a blessing. Wow. So all you have to do is create something like this, if not this, and you give your listing presentation by clicking the slides and going through, and you talk about your company here, then you give them core value number 1, core value number 2, core value number 3. That's what's core value. Why should you list your property with our firm? Well, our firm has been around for a long time. Our broker is blah, 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 blah. And not only that, but look at our reviews. I'm going to show you our reviews. We have great reviews. So you always want to have that. Then this highlights you. I am the realtor of choice because blah, 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 blah. Here's my phone number, blah, blah, blah. A little highlight of me. I've been in business 20 years. You know, you could just click and change these things right here. Yeah, average, you know, between my team and I, 120 transactions. Yeah, right now, year to date, I'm doing about 150 million. Yep, blah, 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 blah. Okay. My most recent sales, you could highlight it for them, kind of show them the picture and say, hey, this is one I sold. It's over here in Toronto, Ottawa. Put the address if you want, and they could look it up and see it. Next thing you do is your happy clients. You should have testimonials. If you're not in the business of collecting testimonials, then you need to be immediately, because your listing presentation is going to require that. If you're able to create a Google platform or something of that nature as a realtor in Canada or anywhere in the world, you should do that. And you need to collect these things, because these are what makes the presentation close easily. Living testimony, 48 hours ago, this is a living truth, I was called by a gentleman named Dr. Dorsey, PhD. The man said he was looking for a realtor, and someone mentioned my name, and he works at a university, and he did some research. He saw my work online, and he says, I want you, Paul, to be my realtor. Done deal. $700,000, 3 times 7, $21,000 income over here in the South Florida area. So it is very important. I hope I inspire you. I hope I inspire you to start collecting your testimonials. When you finish with the clients, you ask them, can you please, how was my work? Oh, it was good, Paul. You know, you were pretty good. Matt, can you do me a favor, man? I really need, just take 2 minutes. Can you just write the review? Here's a link. Give them the link, let them write it. If they, and then put on your calendar. If they don't do it within 48 hours, call them back. Hey, buddy, how you doing? Did you unpack the boxes yet? How's everything? Man, can you just take a moment? Please give me that review. I need it. Very important. All right. Along the way of you doing your presentation, you should be doing a trial close. And that's all about selling. What is a trial close? A trial close is when you take the temperature of the client. So let me just back up here. So remember now, you're giving this presentation and you're like, okay, Mr. Seller, here's my company. Okay, Mr. Seller, here is me. Here's what I've done, and you're interacting with them, and they're telling you, and they're asking you questions. And so you sold that one? Yes, I did. Yeah, and it went pretty good. And you know, it wasn't hard. The seller wanted to get 1.5, but we got 10,000 short, and they accepted it because it was reasonable. Tell the story behind this. Live it a little bit, and be honest. Then you drop right here. Now, the next, after you tell them, listen, my clients have been very satisfied with me. And here's a trial close. Here's a trial close. After you say to them, hey, you know what? My clients have been very satisfied with me, and I'm sure you will too. I feel good about you. Do you feel good about me right now? That's a trial close. Trial close. So when I say to you in the presentation, as an agent, I'm saying, drop a trial close. Do not go take this and put it on your presentation. This is for your eyes only. This is just a note to tell you that at this stage in your presentation, you should be trying to do a trial close. You continue with the presentation, and here you say to the seller, okay, look what I've done. You actually drove by the house, or you found the house online, and you took a picture. That's the effort we do. We get listings around here. Take a picture of the front of the house, and then you say to them, You and your home, the address. And then right here, we tell you, give a quick description of the house that you are now listing. Remember, I told you to imagine this, seeing it, feeling it happen. And you have to highlight all the selling points. Do a little work on it. That's why it's worth to get the listing, because you're doing a little bit of work. But here's the secret. Once you treat a seller, once you learn a systematic way how to treat a seller, it's like an avalanche. You're going to get more and more seller like you don't even know. It's like a living testimony. I'm telling you right now. Yesterday, I got another listing. I was on a phone call and I saw one of my clients call. I sold her house 5 years ago. I have her saved in my phone. I'm driving home. Sharon, how you doing, my dear? Oh my gosh. We chat for a little bit. She said, Paul, I'm ready to sell. In 1 week, brand new buyer, brand new seller. Who could say that? Woo! 5 steps to the sale. That's what I have to tell you. Okay, next slide. The current sales are priced between, and this is where realtors make the biggest mistakes ever. I know you're hearing people coach you and tell you, oh, you should tell the seller exactly what they should list it at. Wrong. Paul R. Atkinson tell you that is wrong, incorrect. You cannot go into a seller's house, and you should not go into a seller's house and tell them exactly what they should list at. No, you should create a range. When the seller says to you, hey, Paul, what do you think we should list at? Then you give your opinion and value. Say, well, you know what, in my opinion, looking at the sales, and let me show you on my computer, I think that this property, because I walked through it, I feel good about it. I think we should list that between 950 to 1.1. Give a range from the lowest comp to the highest comp, from the lowest sale to the highest sale inside of your research. Why do you do that? Because you can insult someone. You don't walk into a listed person saying, hey, you should list that $1 million. What if they wanted to list that 950 because they have to go fast? They don't have time. What if they want to list at 1.1? So my approach is this. Your current sales are priced between 950,000, Mr. Seller, Mrs. Seller, and up to $1.1 million, 1.150. Mr. and Mrs. Seller, how do you feel about this range? And where did you see yourself entering the market? What would you like to list your property at? That is how I go after the price. And I use this slide to do that. All right, let's continue on, right? We're doing good, we're tracking, all right. We also give you the opportunity, as you can see, we've been doing this since 2017, the same system. We get from this, if you look right here, we have this little, let me back it up. In our MLS, we have a thing that we can go to for Florida realtors right here, and it will give us this data. Like you could just copy this thing and drop it in a slide. I'm asking you to find in your marketplace, in your MLS, this kind of data. Current housing market trends, what is the quarter, what's the prices, what's that? Drop it into the slide. You can easily replace it. That's what this is there for, is to pique your mind. The current housing market, your home value in your city. Give them the data. Remember we talked about giving data? Got to educate the client. Then you're going to go ahead and tell them that it's going to be so easy for us to collaborate. I look so, and this is where you're going to do another trial close. You know, in my presentation here, I'm showing you all of these things that I'm going to do for you, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. And I just want you to know that right now, I'm going to be the best realtor that you've ever worked with. Best realtor, I'm telling you. I have all the technology. Because when you're buying or selling a home, you know, today, it can be very complicated, but I make it so easy with me and my brokerage firm. We use electronic signatures. So, you know, whenever we sign any documents or do anything like that, review contracts, you know, we can do it all online. I just want you to know it's secure and it's safe and it's fast and inconvenient. And then digital marketing. Then you tell them about, hey, social media, I'm going to have a presence for you on there because I'm there. Tell them about that. Oh, my website. My website with Agent Locator is phenomenal. It has AI. So when a client comes, a prospective buyer, come in and look at my listing, I'm going to be able to track that buyer and be able to get back to that buyer. And it even has its own app. And when you start to, you could tell them, hey, listen, after we've sold your property and we're going to buy, I'm going to help you to find the right property. And then you tell them about the physical things. So this is, remember, this is just a cheat sheet for you to create, but it's like a template done for you already. When you finish that little part, this, time for you to drop another trial close. What is a trial close? Remember, it is you asking the client if they're ready to sign. So let's just role play it. Okay, Mr. Seller, you know, it's easy. We're going to be collaborating. Don't you feel good about that? I mean, my digital marketing and the social media, I feel so good. Do you feel good? Ask them, do you feel good about all the products and all the things that I'm going to do for you? Yes. Another a trial closes like this. Oh yeah, this looks good, Paul. This is really good. Wow, you guys are really good. Hey, listen, I told you I am the best. You know, I can do our first open house, not this Saturday because I already have one going, but next week, Saturday. How do you guys both feel about that? We could do the first open house next Saturday. It's going to be phenomenal. How do you feel about that? People, that is another trial close. That's an example of another trial close. Because right there, if they say, yes, Paul, let's do the open house. They look at the wife, look at the wife. They look at each other and say, yeah, it sounds good. Stop. Right there. Get your listing agreement out and pen and start to sign them up. That's a trial close. The secret to close is knowing when to close. That's the secret. Don't go yap, 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 chat, 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 chat. When you got the deal is closed. Don't talk. Shut your mouth. Feel
Oh,
them.
that's a great
Take the
tip there,
temperature.
Paul.
If they're ready, sign them up. If they're not ready, just say, okay, I totally understand how you feel. Others have felt that way. That's a verbal bridge. Continue in the presentation. Let's see how to best position your listing. After you've gone through all of this range with them and you tell them how you're going to collaborate, you show them on your computer what's going on in the marketplace. And this is where you say to them, hey, how do you want to position yourself in the marketplace? And you ask them that question. Remember, I mentioned to you that the value is between 950 and 1.15. What were you guys feeling that you wanted to be on? Because it matters. If you go above the market price, then your estimated time on the market is going to increase. So let's say, let's do a little, give you a little value here, guys. You're going to ask them this question. Do not tell them. You're going to ask them what they think their price, what they're wanting to see. That's the way to go about it. I know that the value is between this range and this range. What do you want to see? What were you guys thinking before I came here? Because if you think they didn't think about it before you got there, you're wrong. They know exactly what they want to come on the market at before you step foot in their house. Next thing is, you can play with this. If they go over the market value, you can use a technique that we call psychological reciprocity. You give them benefit for their beliefs and they're morally obligated to give you benefit for yours. So let's say they said that they're going to go over by 100,000. Let's say the market value is 1.1 million. And they say, well, we were thinking we want to list for 1.2. Yeah, 1.2 million is what they want to list for. Then you say to them, oh, wow, I totally understand how you feel. You know what? I am right with you. I'm going to be the best at this. We could get it done, guys. Don't worry. We could get it done. We could get it done. Start saying we. I got it. I got it. Support you. Look at this house. Turn around. Look at that. Oh, man, this house is definitely amazing. All right. Now, from there, you're going to give them a little reality, because you give them credit for their belief. Then you're going to say to them, okay, I want you to be aware, once we listed at 1.2, we're going to be over the market value by 100,000. So our estimated time on the market is going to increase. So you guys are okay with staying here for this Christmas and maybe next summer, because we're going to need time for the market to catch up to us. So were you thinking about staying here for next summer? Because more than likely, I'm going to market, and we'll get open houses, we'll get people coming through, but you know, the sales are not there yet, and we're just going to be here for a little while. Is that okay? I'm okay with that. Yeah, I'm your partner. Every time I do that, make them aware, they turn around and say, whoa, 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 Paul, no, wait. Maybe we should just do 1.150, Paul. I said, of course, yeah. When you hear that, what do, guys? Sign them up. Sign them up. Say it. Sign them up. That's what you do right there. Sign them up because it's over. Let's continue on. This presentation is phenomenal. It just keeps going. When you're doing your presentation, this is an excerpt from our class, the 5 Steps to the Sale 90-day course, and it's phenomenal. This is golden material. You shouldn't be seeing this, and be advised it's copyrighted. The undeniable truth means that when you're doing your presentation with the seller, in order to make it impeccable and let them sign with you very easily, a secret sauce is you giving them 3 points based on your prospect's desires. For example, watch the screen. You're going to say to them, this is the undeniable truth. This is how you close someone. Now, John and Mary, I've given you the latest information about the market condition. Is that right? Oh, yes, Paul, we see that. Oh, it's so good, right? I feel good about that. Tell them you feel good. Let them say they feel good. Number 2, I've shown you all my marketing tools I'm going to use. That our brokerage is phenomenal. I've been doing this for many years. I feel so confident that I could get to 1.2 to 1.1, whatever. Do you feel good about it? 3, this is 3 points. This is undeniable truth. That's what it's called, the technique, undeniable truth. I've highlighted how we're going to respond to the offers. I told you once the offers come in, I'm going to screen them with the lender, make sure they're qualified, check their bank accounts, if it's a cash offer, blah, 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 blah. Undeniable truth. You must be strong all through the sales process and stay positive thoughts. Remember, I told you got to begin with positive thought. And inside here, you could be nervous, palm sweating. Your mind is telling you, oh my God, they're not going to sign. Don't say that to yourself. Push that away. Push it away and say, no, I'm the best. I got this. Look at them. They like me. Oh yeah, I'm going to get this listing. I got it. Right there in the chair. You got to do that. And then what we tell you, make sure to use trial close along each and every step. Trial close, you taking their temperature. What did I say? Drop in a trial close. Let's recap, and then we're done. And then we have time to get a little bit of feedback. If we could get, Benisa, 5 more people to come up and just kind of give a key takeaway. I want 5 people to get ready. Please, Benisa, could you pick out 5 people? And I want the 5 people to come back up here on stage and give us your takeaway. What do you see about this listing presentation? What do you see about this selling skills that you've just learned? What's your takeaway? So on the presentation right here, we give the ability for you to recap. We say, hey, seller, let's recap. I just want to remind you, we're going to be able to go to the market. We're going to go with this market strategy, and you kind of tell them a quick summary of all the stuff that you're going to do. Then you're going to go ahead and you're going to also recap on our listing price. You're going to say, okay, so we all agree that we're going to start out at 1.1 million. Is that correct? Okay, good. We understand that it's 950. It should be about 1 million, but we're going over a little bit and we could wait past Christmas. Stick the pain again, because at the end of it, they might say, wait, hold on. You know what? After all, we don't want to be here for Christmas. We really thought about it. Man, let's just do 950, Paul. Forget about it. We're out of here. Okay, great. Give them the expected time. We just talked about that. If there's things to fix, our company here, our brokerage firm here, we have the ability to fix things in the seller's house. We can actually go into a house and spend $600,000 renovating the whole thing and put it up for $3.4 million. And that's the new listing that I have. We can spend $50,000, $10,000, because our contractor is a national contractor that does that in the United States. They're called Curbio. C-U-R-B-O. They're not in Canada, but if you're in the US seeing this, I would give you a little gift today and say, check out Curbio. In the chat, Diana, please drop the group, the growth call again, please, inside the chat.
I did. And before
questions,
we get
you tell them, this is what I always say.
Brian's going to give you
as a recap, my seller, I am so happy to be a part of this. I partner with you, and we're going to get this property done the way you want it done. And I want you to know one thing. when you're trying to reach me, please text me, because the phone call, you might miss me. So please make sure you text me. And I let them know, text me. I promise you I'll see it, because at the end of the day, I'm going to check all my text messages. And that's the recap, guys. That is what the recap is in the presentation. So let's sum this up for you, right? What did you just see? Well, you just saw this whole presentation of what we use as a top agent, a listing presentation. It's a PowerPoint. And this is, it's stuff that it's a template that those people that get their growth call, Diana is going to give it to you. If you don't want it, then fine, copy this, watch this, go make it. It works. Watch this video again, over and over, and create your own. Follow us. We take the lead. It's going to work. Get with Benisa, get Agent Locator, and just make everything be known to the seller that you have the best CRM in the system out there. The AI on it is phenomenal, and it's going to help to sell the house. It's big. Now,
All right,
how do you close the deal?
Paul.
How do you
Paul.
close? Besides doing the trial close.
Maybe he can't hear me.
You have to know the secret to closing. The secret to closing is knowing when to close. That means you're always dropping in the nuggets. And then how do you get the signature? You just initiate that by having a copy of your listing agreement with you and the pen ready. So as you're finishing up the presentation, you get that listing agreement and you start to move forward to say, okay, wonderful. Like when they tell you that, oh, we're going to go ahead and list it for 1.1 million, get the listing agreement, write it on there. Okay, I got it, 1.1 million. Okay, perfect. Let's keep going, guys. Let them see you write. And then you start to initial up. Just start to initial every page. And then you hand them the pen and say, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Let's get going. Here you go, guys. Just go ahead, initial here and sign there. Push it through.
Hey, Paul.
And then you see and feel it all happening. This is very important. And that's congratulations. That's how you close a deal. Now, I see some people. Let's go with Brian. We're going to take just a few minutes to give some feedback. I see Brian, I see Diana. So go ahead. Ladies first, ladies first. So Diana, what is your takeaway, please?
Well, I'm not going to give a takeaway, but we do have a question. We're going to ask
can't hear
a question.
You. Oh yeah, go. Yeah, we can hear you.
We're going to ask a question and then Brian's going to give us his takeaway. Brian's already scheduled this call. I'm super excited about talking with him again on the 31st. But one of the questions that we have is from Sabrina. Sabrina wants to know, at what point do you bring up commissions? When do you bring up how much the commissions are going to be? So Sabrina, Paul, you just give her a real quick.
Sure,
and
absolutely.
Then, answer that.
Very good question, Sabrina. When you are signing off on the listing agreement, you don't need to talk about money. Now, if anybody's going to bring up money, guess who's going to bring it up? Them. They're going to say to you, and it's really nerve-wracking because they're going to say, okay, well, how much do you charge? My answer to this question when they say to me, how much do you charge? Is I said, oh, wow, I am the standard rate right here in South Florida. All the real estate that you go to is going to be 6%. And however, it's 6% that I charge you, but I have to co-broker 3% of that. So I only make, wow, only 3%. That's how I present it.
Very nice. Okay, Brian, what was your takeaway?
Well, the best thing that this whole thing did for me was reminded me to have a system in place and a process that you don't deviate from, and your results will always be the same. And I've been longing for this. So I used to follow a system and I got away from it, and it's been about 6 or 7 years, and I need to get back to it and make this part of my DNA, and not very off the path. It's
great takeaway, Brian. An amazing takeaway. Just so you know, Paul, some of the states and regions aren't able to mention that they have a standard rate. So if you're not able to say the standard rate, don't get yourselves in trouble. Just say you're comparable or competitive with.
Can I give you a good
way to kind of get around that?
Can I give you a good wording for that?
Sure.
Oh yes, please do.
Okay. You do a great way to talk to people is when they say, what do you charge? You can have in your mind what you charge, but say most people. That's the catch. Yeah. Most agents charge this rate, and you can show them by the comparables because it's listed on the listing.
Yep.
And then take it from there.
Exactly.
You
There
can
you
show
go.
them.
That's right. That's right. Nice work. Thank you, Brian.
You're welcome.
We need 4 more people to come up and give a takeaway because we have time. Benisa, we have time, right? 4 more people to come and give a takeaway?
Absolutely. I just need someone to volunteer.
Okay, come on up, guys. Get off the chat. This is about presentation. Show yourself. Come up to the mic. Ah, Mariana, what's your takeaway? How do you feel?
Yeah, that was great. I think my biggest takeaway is, it kind of smacked me in the face when you said it, is to, if they, on your trial close, if they agree, you shut up and you start writing.
Tell me about it. You know, I'm in
But
the
I
agent.
talk a lot. So sometimes I think I just keep talking, you know, and that's, I love that point.
That's perfect. What a great takeaway. I'm so glad it was beneficial for you and so many more. We need 3 more people. Come on up. 3 more people with takeaways. We're waiting for you. We need you to give that takeaway. Do not write it. Come on up here. Margaret. What's your takeaway, Margaret? Thanks for being here. 2 more people. Get ready to come up. Put your hands up. So it's been a Nicole. Margaret, go first, then Nicole. One more after Nicole. Go ahead, Margaret. What's your takeaway?
Can you hear me?
Yes, Margaret.
Oh,
Absolutely.
lovely. Hi from Vancouver Island,
Hi.
British Columbia.
Lovely.
I just wanted to say, I think it's good to have less information than more with the market data to really focus in like you have done. Just focus on the key information is really important because they can feel overwhelmed and say, oh, I just can't think about it anymore and shut me down.
Yep.
So I think that that's a good point to be clear. And if you have to leave, I have a question for you. If they're not ready, what do you do? If they're not ready to sign or feel
That's
pushed?
beautiful. Very good question.
Thank
Margaret, the secret to this whole thing is you have to control these. Remember these 5 words, and we teach this. And it goes just like this in the curriculum. Remember these 5 words. Please write that down. Control what you can control. 5 words. Control what you can control. And you need to be saying that to yourself because you have to pat yourself on the back. I did my protocol. I followed through. They like me. They listen to me. They trust me. They believe in me. I use my techniques to get that. I got their want, their need, and their DBM. I delivered an impeccable presentation. I used trial close 3, 4, 5, 6 times. And then they turn around and say, well, you know what? We like you. Everything is great. However, we just need to do this. Respect it. And just set a follow-up and ask them, how do we go through moving forward from here? How should we follow up with each other? What should I do? Do I talk to you once a week and until we get it on the market? I can be sending you an email with the marketing trends. How do we get things going? Do you want to sign right now? And let's just put a future listing date. Like, okay, you want to put it up for January? We could sign it right now. This will be my pocket listing. Do you know what a pocket listing is? No, a pocket listing means that I just have it and maybe we can get 1.3 instead of 1.2 because it's in my pocket. Somebody comes to me at a dinner and say, hey, do you know of a great home in Toronto that is like blah, 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 blah. And I said, yeah, I've got something coming up. I got a pocket listing coming up in January. Man, listen, before it even comes out, Paul, let me get it. What are they asking? Well, you know, they're at 1.2. He said, give them 1.3. I want it. What if that happens? I explain these things to the sellers. Communicate. Nicole, I'm sorry, Margaret, that was the answer to that. I hope that was helpful. Nicole, what's your takeaway? And then Amelie, what's your takeaway? So Nicole, go ahead.
Hey, Paul, can you hear me?
Yes, I can, Nicole.
Awesome. Thank you so much. I really love this presentation. I think for me, a couple of the takeaways were related to really setting your intention and being positive and having that really strong positive mindset as you go through the day leading up to the presentation, and also the drip of trial closing. I think that is going to be really key because sometimes you just keep talking without checking in. Like you check in, but you're not consciously thinking that this is a trial close.
Yeah.
So thank you.
You are so welcome. My pleasure. Thank you so much. And you've got to be prepared. And you know, the big thing is a lot of agents don't know about this part that Nicole is talking about right there. Can you imagine? I have a listing appointment today and I get up in the morning and get myself prepared. Why would I want to do that? Well, in my opinion, if it's $1 million, I'm going to make $20,000 to $30,000. This is what you have to do.
Mhm.
We make big bucks. You got to do this. Got to get ready. Thank you so much, Nicole.
I was gonna say it's so funny. I play sports and I do this for tennis, but but it translates into real estate perfectly. So yeah, thanks.
Wow, Nicole, you've got the 5 steps of the sale under your belt. That's good job. Wonderful. Hey, Nicole, when you connect with us, can you please allow me? I want to send you a book autographed by me. It's in Canada. You will just have to take care of the postage yourself.
Okay.
Remember that. Diana, could you please remember Nicole Lopez gets a book from me signed? Phenomenal. Thank you.
Thank you, Paul.
You're welcome, because you just recognize that as an athlete, you need to do the same principle as an entrepreneur. Why isn't the brokers out there teaching the realtors this? Oh, wait, there's only one academy I know that does that. Oh, they call it the Successful Business Academy. Okay. Amelia, can you tell me what's your takeaway?
This is a very good presentation, and this looks like something I was looking for a long time. But I still have a question here.
Sure.
For the if the seller just says the price they want to have, and we should write it down on the listing agreement right away, or after we talk about the price?
No. When you get the price out of the seller, then you would say, okay, and you repeat it. Oh, okay, this is wonderful. And you get very excited about it. You sit up in the chair. All right. So we want, and repeat it to them. So you want to list and come to the market at $1.2 million. Is that correct? And they say, yes. And okay, this is good. I'm your partner. I'm going to do it. Write it on the paper. Write it down. Let them see the action. That means you're telling them we're getting ready to sign. Write it down. Now, then you start to wake them up. So write it down, 1.2, and then you say, okay, this is wonderful. I'm your partner. I'm going to make it happen. Trust me, we're going to make it happen. Now, I just had one question for you. I was wondering, did you guys want to stay here for this Christmas and next year summer? Or you kind of wanted to go to your next house before summer? Because when we come 100,000 above market value, we're going to have to wait until a sales happen to catch up with us. Or, sometimes it might and might not. But we could create a price reduction plan too. Were you thinking about that? That's another thing we coach on, price reduction plans. When you're at the listing appointment and they go over market value, you just tell them, okay, when do you want to move? Oh, we want to move before next summer. Okay, great. If we don't get something going by January, do we all promise here at this table that in January, we're going to start dropping the price $10,000 every week until we sell? That's called a price reduction plan. And you put it in writing, right on the listing agreement.
All right. Thank you so much.
My pleasure. It's always a pleasure. Benisa, please, would you close us out? And what is the next time that I speak? I don't think I'm doing anything else for this month. And where would you, any topics in mind yet? Let's tell these folks to come back out. Remember, in the chat, click on the link, your growth call with Diana and myself. We'll answer the questions you have, and we're going to give you this presentation as a gift. And Nicole Lopez gets a book. Thank you so much. Go ahead, Benisa. What do you think? How was everything today?
Everything was amazing. Thank you so much, Paul. I learned a lot, and I'm not even a realtor, so I'm gonna use it in life for sure. Our next presentation is about in a month, November 23rd. We do not have any topics set just yet, so if anyone has any ideas that they want us to talk about, feel free to drop them in the chat, and we'll make sure to honor your wishes.
Wonderful. So let's not finish yet, because we take polls. Nicole, I see you. Thank you so much. You're hey, look at this, Paul. Time to get some Aki and Sophie. Yeah, Rob, a Jamaican guy. Respect, respect. All right. Thank you everyone for being here. But we need your feedback as far as what you want. Now, let's for example, let's say you have a coach like us here. If you have a Paul Atkinson coach, what would you want to see me talk about on the next time we talk? Put it in the chat, because Benisa is going to copy that, and Agent Locator is going to analyze that as a team, and they're going to make the next presentation where it can be effective. Objection handling, that's pretty cool. Nice stuff. Yeah, I just
Specific objection, Alyssa, you want us to handle, or just in general?
This person says objection handling. I see the first one in the chat. Get clients. So if we look in the chat, they're popping it off there. Cold calling skills. All of this is great. Objection handling. ID love to see role playing or going. Okay, coach dealing with investors. Okay, this is good. Yeah, keep it coming. We're gonna stay here for a little bit while you do that. And you know, I love video. So while you're doing that, can I just inspire you one more time before we go? Just listen to this again. It's important. Listen. As you're writing in the chat what you want me to coach you on next time, listen. So very important. Listen to this. Okay, I'm going to play it. It's very important. You need this. Remember Nicole, she's an athlete, and she says, hey, I didn't realize that I could do that. So check it out.
And the law of attraction is one that works like this. You get back from the universe, from the world, what it is that you put out there. If you're putting out there into the world that I am not worthy of attracting something beautiful into my life, the universe will respond back to you with exactly that message. It's all there for you. But if you believe inside that it's limited, that you can only get so much, that other people are going to get it before you do, then you'll find yourself.
Very important, okay? Very, very important. You have to use the PE exercise inside of your real estate practice. You have to meditate. You've got to be able to see the business coming to you, okay? You know how I feel about you guys already, you know, in my heart. It's a pleasure. I can't wait to see you on the growth call for those of you, and that we're going to do a growth call. Goodbye, everyone. And for those of you who are not, I'll see you next time. It's a pleasure. Thanks, Diana, for being here as well. We appreciate you. And Benisa, thank you. Please say hello to everyone for me at Agent Locator. Thank you.